leading scorer for the U.S., male and female, in Olympic history. Durant has 494 points in 3 Olympics. Leslie has 488. The U.S. women's basketball team has a quarterfinal matchup today against Nigeria. The U.S. women have won 58 straight Olympic games. First ever appearance for the Nigerian women's team in the quarterfinals. Nigeria is also the first African nation to make it this far in the women's Olympic basketball competition. 12:30 p.m. tip-off on the Peacock Network. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
I need your dollar, that's what I need.
KBLA Talk 1580 celebrates small businesses, the enduring lifeblood of our community, with the launch of the KBLA SMB Marketplace. For the first time, small to medium-sized businesses will have an opportunity to promote their goods and services on KBLA and take advantage of our powerful reach and local marketing power. The SMB Marketplace is hosted exclusively on KBLA1580.com and is accessible from all our social media channels. Whether you're a small mom-and-pop restaurant, a car dealership, or a professional practitioner, we invite you to join in this new KBLA Talk 1580 initiative to promote your business. As a Black-owned small business, you don't want to miss this unique opportunity to gain new customers on KBLA Talk 1580. For more information, contact us today at smb@kbla1580.com. That's smb@kbla1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
And if I share with you my story, would you share your dollar with me? Time to get paid. We're moving on now.
Tavis is like George and Wheezy. He's moving on up. Last year, Tavis was number 45 on the Talkers magazine list of the 100 most important radio talk show hosts in America. Wait for it. Wait for it. The 2024 list was recently released, and Tavis has jumped to number 33 on the list of the nation's most important talkers, making him the highest-ranked African-American on the coveted roster. Congratulations to Tavis Smiley from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580. We've got you black.
Take me back to LA. Take me back to LA. Take me back to LA. I've laughed and I've cried. I've lived and I've died. Stole from, gambled and cheated. Cut corners outside. I've tried and I failed. Stood tall when they run. I fought a cold war in the dead of the hot sun. Take me back to LA. Where the weather is good. Take me back to LA. Don't wanna give the road a second.
KBLA Talk 1580. We are in full Mercury retrograde formation right now. So, looks like it's just going to be me and you. Me, you, and Ira. It's the perfect time to call me. We got a lot of time, a lot of space, and so many topics of conversation. So let's start with what's going on in the world, and we'll take it from there, see what captures our imagination. I was talking about Cori Bush and how the ultra-conservatives, the pro-Israel lobby, targeted her and took her down. She was running in a primary against the heavily funded former prosecutor Wesley Bell, and she lost. She lost to millions and millions of dollars. It's the same thing that happened to Jamal Bowman, and from what I understand, the next target is Ilhan Omar. And there's so much wrong with this. I mean, first of all, it sends a chilling message to lawmakers. If you have an independent voice, Cori Bush was a formerly unhoused black woman who was unapologetically progressive, and outspoken, unbossed, unbothered, and targeted. And the same thing happened with Jamal Bowman. So what message does that send to more moderate or less courageous candidates, people that are already more likely to color inside the lines? Be like Cori Bush and we will cut you. Be like Jamal Bowman and we will take you out. It's the targeting of progressives that is meant to silence others who are slightly less progressive, right? Is meant to shut us up if we are progressive. Do you want to pay that price? Do you want to lose your job? Do you want to get primary? Do you want to be targeted to the tune of tens of millions of dollars? And, I don't know, I'm not enough of an expert to say, well, this person and that person is the leader of this lobby. But I do know this. The state of Israel has a level of influence in American politics that I do not see from any other foreign power. And now we're talking about the targeting of 2 black progressive lawmakers within a span of 6 weeks. So that's dangerous. It's a dangerous trend. And I know this is the beginning of it, not the end. And so while I know that many of the, the pro-Israel lobby are from the United States, they are members of our country. What they're lobbying on behalf of is the interests of another nation and shaping our policies. In spitting in the face of President Biden, inviting Benjamin Netanyahu to speak to Congress, bypassing the president and the normal protocols. You think Uganda could do that? Venezuela? Hell, even France can't get away with that. And I think that is something worth noting. And also worth tracking and showing up with our dollars, our door knocking skills, our voting with our feet skills. It's back to what I was talking about on yesterday, where we're going to have to get out to these neighboring states, the Nevadas, the Pennsylvanias, the Michigans, the so-called swing states, the Arizonas, take a road trip, take a ride, because most of us don't have an extra 10 million lying around to go take out a Kevin De Leon or another disgraced and disgraceful problem lawmaker. Someone, say, whose interests are counter to those of the Black American nation. We don't have those millions most of the time. But what we've learned, and certainly we have learned it in California, is that when we mobilize, we still have the ability to beat those dollars. Ask Meg Whitman. Ask Rick Caruso. Ask Carly Fiorina. These are all Californians who spent millions and millions of dollars only to not win. Love to hear your thoughts on the new vice president pick. The vice president's pick for her vice president, should she become president. Her running mate on the campaign trail, Tim Walz is how you say his name. The Z sounds like an S, Tim Walz. I know a lot of people were alarmed because he looks old, and they're like, she traded one Biden for another. A writer in today's LA Times, I wish I could remember who it was, hilariously stated that Minnesota 60 is Los Angeles 80. The man is only a few months older than Kamala Harris. It might not be, he might not look young, but he is young. It is definitely a nod to labor. It's a nod to the progressive wing of the party. It is a tribute to the young people who have been reinvigorated and have been all out on TikTok, Instagram, and wherever they are campaigning for Harris. And interestingly, giving Harris her own slate, her own clean slate. She is part of the Biden administration, but giving her her own opportunity to define her foreign policy. And I think she's made, I don't expect her to be Bernie Sanders or Cornel West. She's not that. She's never been that. She is, let's say they call her a moderate. I'll call her left of moderate. I wouldn't say full-on progressive, but she certainly has embraced important aspects of a progressive agenda and gotten things done. Definitely to the left of Obama. And I think the choice of Tim Walz fortifies that. Yeah, he's middle America. He's the Midwest. He's a football coach and a National Guard commander and a high school social studies teacher, and also was the advisor as a middle-aged, straight, white, married man with his own kids, is advisor to the LGBTQ plus group on campus, on the high school campus, way back when it wasn't the trendy thing to do. And in spite of the fact that it's not real popular in Minnesota, has been an important ally to the LGBTQ plus community. This guy is what middle America, the middle America that the MAGA folks like to pretend doesn't exist, which is why they're scared crapless of him, which is why they're calling me and yelling at me and attacking me. You guys think I'm Captain America because I got my flag shirt on? Well, believe it. Even Batman took some hits, and then he'd get up, and we always know who wins. But we only win when we fight. This is one election, 1 year, one season. Well, I can definitely say, if we don't leave it all on the floor, we lose. We lose. We lose to the weirdos. Deb from Compton, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique. How are you this morning?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm blessed, and I am doing everything I can to not be discouraged by the IRAs of the world. All I can do is reflect back on Harriet Tubman and how, there have been reports that she stated that she literally could not save everybody, that there was just some enslaved people who were just too scared and just would not even attempt to leave the plantation. And for Ira to call and tell young black women, don't listen to older black women, that's why black women are the most hated species on the planet, basically.
I.e., don't listen to your mama. Thank you.
Thank you.
That sage advice.
Or your grandmother, or your great-grandmother, or your aunt, or your sister, or even your daughter. And it's really sad. Every step we take forward, the IRAs, and that lady that called yesterday, I have blocked her name. You don't need to say it. I blocked it on purpose. They take us back 8 steps. People used to say 2 steps. Nah, I'm thinking it's more 8 to 10 now. It is amazing. And, one other thing I've been noticing, Kamala. Her name's Kamala. No, no, it's Kamala. It's Kamala. Oh, you mean like Barack Hussein? Why do we have such short-term memory loss? They did the exact same thing to President Obama. Barack Hussein Obama. Now it's, oh, Kamala. You know why? Because it instills that 9/11, oh, is she related? Could she be a Taliban? Could she have been associated some kind of way? And it just drives me crazy. The evil, the sheer evil coming out of the MAGA party, I don't understand why the IRAs and whomever else just can't see it. Harriet, I get you. I get you.
Well,
100%.
you know, Deb, it's funny because I was commenting on Shade Room. I was online on Instagram, and I asked, you know, they had some propaganda up there, and I asked, why is the Shade Room such a right-wing tool? That was my question. And someone replied, conservatives pay more. And I said, that's a fair point right there. And the reason I bring that up, Deb, is because I remember when I first started doing talk radio. Well, no, it was not when I first started. It was when I first started doing Front Page. That's the first time I faced a lot of attacks because I was taking over someone's show and people weren't used to me. And they questioned my blackness, age-old technique. My dad, may he rest in peace, said to me, Dominique, you have to remember that for some of these people, that is their job. It's not that Ira or whatever is calling because maybe he is because he feels that from his heart. I don't know. But maybe he's a paid op. That's a real thing. And the reason my dad said that to me is because he was a victim of the COINTELPRO initiative, and he understood how far that goes. So I have a question for you, Deb. Do you think I'm wrong to let these right-wing trolls have the mic? I always have done it. When they call, I'm not afraid. I don't just hang up. Sure, I'll argue with them, but I let them speak. What do you think? Do you think that's a waste of time? Do you think it's a hazard? Or do you think it's, open and fair?
Well, I have to go to Miss Clara Price, my man's granny. Granny said, when you talking to a fool, you wasting your time. A fool will never listen, and a fool will never hear one thing you have to say because they're a fool and they don't deal in reality or facts. So I say that to say you bring them on the show, but it always becomes an antagonistic attack. It's like it's Trump. It's like Biden trying to debate with Trump. You can't debate with people who don't know how to clearly deal in the facts, stand in the truth, not their truth, stand in the truth, not the misinformation, not the lies they want to spew. You will never have a legitimate, open, intelligent, fact-finding, fact-based debate. You can bring them on your show.
Well, just to be clear, I didn't bring him. He brought his own self.
Yeah,
I did bring that other lady.
Well,
yesterday.
that lady yesterday. Yeah.
That was we did invite her.
Right. And I understand because you want to get this information out there. But I'm going to be honest with you. Listening to that conversation, I got nothing but the fact that she wanted to attack you. She basically said that, she said you were silly. You know, they're saying the same thing about Kamala Harris.
Don't know how to do radio. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Did she call you a third grader? She said you were uneducated.
Third grader. I forgot about that too.
Yeah.
Deb was more hurt than I was because she remembered.
No. I think, okay, Miss Clara Price, okay, keep talking to a fool. Keep arguing with a fool. See where that gets you.
Yeah, well, you got a point, Miss Deb. And thank you, Miss Price. I appreciate that because I'm one of these women that actually does listen to older black women. In fact, some of my most precious
Yes.
knowledge comes from my elders who happen to be women. Deb called me at
Yes.
800-920-1580. Deb, if you want to land, we can do that when we come forward. You can do the same, 800-920-1580. We are unapologetically petty. KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
Looks like Bobby needs a ride again.
Grab the keys. Let's take our auntie to the swap meet. Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, do it all in a Chevy SUV. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Malibu, Colorado, Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Traverse limited models. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 15.8% must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 7/1/24.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Do you know what brand sells the most work shoes in America? Skechers. Why? Skechers has the best looking safety toe and slip resistant shoes around. They've got superior quality and simply incredible prices, but many people get them just for the style. So you can enjoy tough, steel-toed protection and slip-resistant soles anywhere, even if you don't need them for work. And since they're Skechers, you know they're going to be comfortable with Skechers' exclusive air-cooled memory foam. Find your new pair of Skechers safety toe and slip-resistant work shoes at a Skechers store, at Skechers.com, or wherever work shoes are sold.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelenos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
And you're also waking up with Deb, straight out of Compton, 800-920-1580. That's the number you want to call. They were responding to you in the chat. Deb Friday Jones said facts. And Morris Phillips said, did I miss something? What y'all talking about? Yeah, you missed our guest yesterday for Talking Point Tuesday, just basically berating me for an entire hour. And Morris Phillips says, what does Usher say? Don't waste my time. Great point. So, Deb, you got it. You set it off in the chat. You want to go ahead and land for us?
Yes, I am going to land with this. To Ira, I am a black woman that has struggled, gotten that education, and walked through many doors to get where I am. And I have plenty of young women come to me of all ethnicities. Miss Deb, I want to do what you do. I want to get where you are. How can I do that? You know what? I tell them, get where I am, but be better than me. Do better than I do. Look at what you think is my mistake, learn from it, and make it better. For all those young black women out there, the Cori Bushes, the Maxine Waters, the future Kamala Harrises, we need you. They may say we're hated. Ira thinks we're the most hated group. You know what, Ira? Hate on me, hate on, hate. Because, again, we will rise. And we might not be able to take all of you with us, but we will continue to fight for you to have the rights that you deserve. And I'm done.
It's well said, Deb. It's really well said. And it reminds me of so many things. All of the women who have helped me and opened doors for me. You know, I think about Blanche Brown, my godmother, who's just been such a guiding light and a force in my life. My own mama, not a black woman, an Italian American who, Yesterday was her angelversary, her heavenly birthday. I should say, her heavenly birthday. I think, but, so many black women. Audre Lorde, who was actually one of my mom's high school BFFs, who went on to become a force in my young life, and so many others. Shirley Strawberry, I probably shouldn't say it because she's on my competitor station right now, but when the going got rough in this broadcast business, she stepped up and helped me. I mean, there's so many. The sisterhood is real. And I think that's important, Miss Deb. And then I can go on the other side. There's quite a few, what I call the Dominique DiPrima unofficial school of broadcasting, right? Where where people do come to me. I want to do what you do. How can I be down? And what do? Usually take them under my wing if they're really serious about it, if they're willing to do the work, if they're willing to show up and suit up, which most are. And those young women are all over the country. And there's young men too, but we're talking about black women right now, so that's what I'm focusing on. They're all over the country. There are different companies, there are different radio stations and government jobs. And I'm really proud of each and every one of them. So yeah, the sisterhood is real. And I think I'm really thinking about what Miss Clara Price said, Deb, when you're talking to a fool, you're wasting your time. I used to have this argument with John Fromer, who was the creator of a show called Home Turf, my first broadcast job on the NBC affiliate in San Francisco. That's the show that I won those 5 Emmys that I was talking about yesterday, Miss whatever your name was. But anyway, I mean, because he would always say you don't give Nazis a platform. They have enough platforms. They have Rush Limbaugh. They have, Sean Hannity. They have Fox News. They have Newsmax. They don't need your little mic. And I always thought, well, I want to bring them on and argue with them. So maybe I can't convince the fool that I'm arguing with, but maybe some people listening would say, oh man, that does sound kind of crazy. Dominique's got a point. Or maybe it would make them rethink their positions. Or ponder how the talking points that they're spewing really sound, and that it might enlighten someone. Or for those of us who are progressive and who are trying to make the world a better place for everyone, even Ira, it would help us sharpen our swords, make our arguments more effective by being unafraid, shining the light everywhere, being truly democratic and allowing people a moment. But sometimes I think Fromer was right. They own so much of the media. Why give them space on our platforms? We've settled for every couple weeks on the talk, every 2 weeks or so on Talking Point Tuesday, we do have a Republican, usually a black Republican on. But I don't know. I think Miss Clara might have a point. I'd love to hear your thoughts. 800-920-1580. Right now, it's News, Traffic, and Sports on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Former President Trump says he plans to debate Kamala Harris in the near future. In an interview with Fox and Friends, the former president suggested he and Harris could soon reach an agreement after he backed out of a planned ABC News debate. 4 people are now charged in connection to the death of a black man who died outside of a Wisconsin hotel. In June, Devontae Mitchell was restrained and pinned to the ground by 4 security guards outside of a Hyatt in Milwaukee. Tropical storm Debbie is picking up strength over the Atlantic Ocean before heading back inland. The National Hurricane Center says Debbie is currently about 65 miles off the coast of South Carolina with maximum sustained winds of 45 miles an hour. The storm is expected to make a second landfall Thursday in South Carolina. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer custom-made faux wood and real wood blinds and shutters, cellular shades, Roman shades, bamboo shades, exterior shades, and more, all at factory direct prices. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
Is this the This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
I'm a bad man.
The U.S. men's Olympic basketball team moved into the semifinals of the Summer Olympics after a 35-point win over Brazil. LeBron needed 4 stitches above his left eye after he took an accidental elbow from Brazil's Jorginho de Paula in the third quarter. LeBron sat out the rest of the game. LeBron is expected to play Thursday in the semifinals against Serbia. Kevin Durant's 11 points moved him ahead of Lisa Leslie to become the all-time leading scorer for the U.S., male and female, in Olympic history. Durant has 494 points in 3 Olympics. Leslie has 488. The U.S. women's basketball team has a quarterfinal matchup today against Nigeria. The U.S. women have won 58 straight Olympic games. First ever appearance for the Nigerian women's team in the quarterfinals. Nigeria is also the first African nation to make it this far in the women's Olympic basketball competition. 12:30 p.m. tip-off on the Peacock Network. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
History is being made. LA Civil Rights and the LA City Reparations Advisory Commission is about to unveil a groundbreaking reparations report. Come learn more about the impact of the Black experience in Los Angeles. Join us on Tuesday, August 27th, 5 p.m. at CSUN's Student Union for the official release and panel discussion. For more information, call 213-978-1845 or visit laisforeveryone.com. Again, laisforeveryone.com. Be part of this monumental moment. Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win. Sometimes we try to fit it all in. Sometimes we don't know what's in store. Sometimes we find what we're looking for. Sometimes we're rolling easy and free. Sometimes 1 and 1 makes 3. So much to love along this ride. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
What's up? I'm Miles.
Hey, and I'm Jara.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich is how the flavors come together. First, I taste the smoky grilled chicken, then the pepper bacon with that maple bun, added with the sweet heat and the pickles.
I'm really sold on the pickle. It meets you in the middle with the sweetness and the heat.
It's spice-tastic.
Yum-licious.
Flavoristic.
The sandwich of the summer. The Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich.
Order the Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Febreze.
Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week. Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between, you know I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice. Febreze Fabric Spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
We knew you'd stick around. This is LA's home for progressive talk radio. Welcome back to KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back indeed. I'm opening up the phone lines because my, sometimes we can't locate our guests, and we always have so much to talk about. It's an amazing job that I have here. I get to talk with you. Those of you who love me and those of you for whom I'm that joker you love to hate. 800-920-1580. And of course, the Queen of Compton is on the phone, longtime community activist, and one of those black women who we do listen to, Miss Molly Bell. Good morning.
Reparations in memory of our ancestors. And God bless morning to you, Dominique, and to all of us that are listening in. First of all, I love that you had to go to Compton twice. Deb, you did a real good job. She said the things. The only thing that I might be concerned about that is that bad guys do bad things. I wouldn't put it past them where they call in, Miles put them on hold, and then they record that you never go to them, that you're discriminating against them. So we have to be very careful on that, because bad people do bad things, even if we don't like it. And so we just be mindful of that. And Dominique, I also wanted to say something about DEI. This is so that everyone can, I had to get a better understanding of it. DEI, for those who don't know, it is it stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And it is an organizational framework, which is to promote fair treatment and full participation of all people, particularly groups who have been historically underrepresented and subject to discriminations on the basis of identity or disability. And I saw a little cartoon that said, say if a person was standing at a 6-foot fence, one person was exactly 6 feet tall, the other person was 5 feet tall, and the last person wasn't but 4 feet tall. Equity, equality would to give them all the same thing. But equity means to give that which is needed for that person. The 6-foot tall person that's at a 6-foot fence would just probably need a half of a foot to look over the fence. The 5-foot person would need at least another foot box to stand on to look over the fence, and the 4-foot person would need more than that. That's equity, to give each person what they are needed. And I was saying that today with that call that you had yesterday. That was equity. You gave that I'm not going to say cray person. You gave her the equity that she needed. She needed to call in and talk crazy to you because she couldn't respond to the things that you have said, because you look up everything, you define it, and you let us know what you're talking about. And even if we disagree with you, at least be fair in the disagreement. And that was she was so rude. And maybe because, and I don't know how people feel about my voice, I didn't even like her voice. I don't know if
you
that
have a
was
nice voice,
fair
Molly
of
Bell.
me. I just didn't know. So I just wanted to say those few things. Thank you very much. And finally, remember one day, Dominique, I called in about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I said I want my joy back.
Yes, I've been praying for your joy to come back.
And then yesterday, when Tim Walz said, the new vice president-elect, he said, "Thank you for the joy." That's how he ended his speech yesterday. And I was so glad. And so that was God speaking to me. Molly Bell, your joy is coming back. Just reach out and grab it. And so I thank you for that. And I thank you for your shows. And I thank you for being a strong person. And those racists that call in on you, I think in the chat they call them trolls. And I know trolls are little imps or something. They're going to get theirs back. So I close by saying...
Wait, before you leave me, Molly Bell, I do have a question for you. And I will definitely make sure you get time to do your close. I know that initially you said you didn't know too much about Walz, and, he's an older guy, and I think you were Not that you're an ageist, but I think you were hoping for somebody younger. What do you have? What's your impression now, or are you still in the research phase?
Oh no, I am completely satisfied. I'm not being upset with Shapiro. I like Shapiro, but and for me, I've had issues with the war, with that whole war thing. Netanyahu is just like Trump. He in trouble. And so he may want to start a war, excuse me, not to go to jail like Trump is doing. And so Shapiro, I know how he is, and I was concerned. I'm not going to say afraid, because God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. But I was afraid that it might. And I didn't know nothing about Walz. I still don't know that much about him, but I'm crazy about him now, and I'm glad that we have him. So
You're crazy
sure.
about him because of how he spoke yesterday? Was that what kind of won you over?
He was so real. And then when George Floyd was beat up, I know what happened there, and our Keith, who did, the Attorney General there. So I'm okay, and I believe it's going to come out right, and I believe we're going to kick some backside. So I'm okay, and thank you for asking. I've already done my little donations, a little bit too much, but God's going to make a way to get all the little monies that I've sent in. I will get them back in droves, okay?
Okay.
All right, so all you prayer warriors out there, and I know you're out there, you know what you've got to do. You've got to keep fasting. You've got to keep praying, because the struggle continues, and always to God be the glory. And just for the record, the joy of the Lord is my strength, and that's scripture. Love you, Dominique.
Love you more. And you have a beautiful voice. You always, I hope you get your joy back, because you always have a smile in your voice. Said a lot of important things, and you're not alone in not knowing about Walz. He's virtually unknown on the national scene, even though he was in Congress for 10 years, was governor. But before that, he was busy being a social studies teacher, a dad. Morris calls him a closet hippie. Whatever that might be, the policies are what I'm focused on, and so far, so good. 800-920-1580. We're taking your phone calls. We are unapologetically outspoken. KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look, and unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at the gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
Finding a path to a meaningful career, one where you're making an impact and making enough money, it can be tough. There's one path, though, that many young adults are landing on that leads them to careers where they can work outdoors, protect our environment, take on climate change, and get paid while they train. It's the California Conservation Corps. You just have to be 18 through 25 years old to enroll, or a U.S. military veteran through age 29, and you have to be a California resident. That's it. There's no education requirement, no employment history needed. Some Corps members need to finish up high school. Others are college grads. But during their 1 year of service, all CCC Corps members can earn the work experience and certifications needed to become a wildland firefighter, forestry technician, install solar, or build trails in our state parks. Learn how you can enroll at ccc.ca.gov. Do this for you. Become the person you want to be through the California Conservation Corps.
1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Make a move into a home of your own. With City National Bank's Ladder Up Home Loan Grant, you could receive up to $20,000 that you never need to pay back. Use it toward your down payment, save on closing costs, or to buy down your mortgage rate. Find out more at cnb.com/ladderuphome. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Property must be in a qualifying market in California, New York, or New Jersey. Additional terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Terms are subject to change without notice. City National Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC. NMLS number 536994.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent. So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle.
Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Free and Gentle. This back-to-school season, Tide and Downy are giving back with $1.5 million in scholarships. Enter to win. No purchase necessary. US/DC 17+. End September 30th. Rules. Tide.com/scholarship/official rules.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Phone lines are lit up. We're going right to the phone, but I want to give you some reminders before I forget. Tomorrow, Priscilla Shire will be with me in studio. She's an actress in a new movie called The Forge. She's a New York Times best-selling author of I Surrender All, and she is also a motivational speaker and a Christian. She's very, very popular actress, and she will be joining us in studio. We're also going to hear from LA Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, who will be joining us. He's, as you know, running for governor, and we've got a lot to talk about with him. Friday, we'll be hearing from Congresswoman Maxine Waters in the final hour of the show. And for our Freedman Friday segment, Senator Stephen Bradford will join us live in the studio. So I know today's been, mostly us talking, which is always a good thing. But the rest of the week, we got quite a full lineup. And you, of course, are always invited in on social media or in person. We're at KBLA 1580 on all socials. And you can call 800-920-1580 to get in. My personal is DiPrima Radio, DiPrima, and then radio. Come on over and troll me, show me love, follow, like, and subscribe. We're going to Kwamel, calling us from the city of Gardena. Hi, Kwamel.
Hello, young lady. So fine. So I just wanted to.
Thank you.
So since it's the final segment of the show, I'll keep it brief. What you experienced with Ira and with Kathleen Wells, who, by the way, I want to say about Kathleen Wells, she clearly didn't have her thing together, and I don't know how the heck she would sustain a show on 870. That just makes no sense. There's no way you could possibly sustain a show melting down like that. But what they both showed were examples of thinking they could size our sisters up, size black women and girls up, and that you're an easy target. And I think it's also kind of what right wingers do with progressives, where they think, well, we're supposed to be the bosses of everybody. We're supposed to have power, so we can just play in their faces, as the saying goes these days. And they're just going to wilt because they're snowflakes. But as another sister, Marie Daniel Favors, talks about, after a while, it may not be time to, code switch and go high, as Michelle Obama talks about, but just go right into, I wish a mother effer would type thing.
Right.
Yeah, nah, like it ain't gonna be that kind of party over here.
And Kwame, I don't want you to rush yourself.
Right,
I don't want you to rush yourself. I want you to make your points. I do think that somewhere in between when they go low, we go high, and I wish a MF or would, is why are they acting so weird? I saw AOC with a takedown on J.D. Vance, I think it was yesterday or the day before. He was talking about whatever, Democrats are the end of the world or whatever he was saying, and she just put on his post, why are you sitting like that?
Yeah, but yeah, it's like, what are you so up in a bunch about? Like, you're being silly. They try to do this culture war stuff. They can just trip us up all the time, and it's just utterly ridiculous. It's unhinged in many ways, and it doesn't show the leadership that these people think they have.
Yeah.
To your father's point, I really do think it is their jobs. Like, they really are doing this for the money. Candace Owens on them. They really are doing this garbage that I swear, if they believe it, it's very thinly for the money.
Big check, and we throw in my soul as value added.
Yeah, because they don't have that. They'll never have that smoke for the oppressor. And I really think, just like those ADOS folks, I really believe that they don't want to step on the financiers. So they refuse the criticism of them and will go, stepping on Keisha.
Mm-hmm.
And
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that's why I think Tim Walz is such a threat to the J.D. Vance, because he just called him out. He's like, you crapped on the people of your own state. You went to Yale. You're a venture capitalist. What is this, poor golly gee shucks, I'm a hillbilly act? You're not for the working class. How do you go against that when you're talking to someone who does have that credibility?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be part of the citizenry. You don't want to be part of the American human family. You want to be above everybody and try to rule everybody.
You hate drag queens, but you want to wear eyeliner.
I'm leaving that part alone. But I mean, these are the type of things that we need to.
Look, I don't have a problem with men in eyeliner. I love, heavy metal bands. I'm just saying that the hypocrisy is a problem to me.
I was just channeling Candace Bergen in the Sprint commercials. In any event, remember those back in the day. But ultimately, yeah, it's just like between us, black men and black women, with this manosphere, this divester, constantly complaining about relationships and dating business. We got to remember we're not separate races, and ultimately we're all part of this human family. We're trying to figure out how to get this world together better. So all these Trumps and Vances and Candace Owenses and Charlie Kirks and all these type of people, Iras and Kathleen Welleses, that don't have solutions but just want to try and ridicule us into silence. No. It is time for the I wish a mother effer would for them type of people. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you, Kwame. We're going to Juliet calling us from Watts. What's up? Or Watts.
What's up? And forward to the people, and I love you guys for spreading good information and passing the knowledge. I understand what people are saying, Dominique. There's a need for someone out here in Watts. Dorsey Nunn was on with Tavis Smiley the other day. I was so proud. I was so glad because he started the organization All of Us or None. And I was telling you when I saw you at the senior thing that this is where we used to have our meetings at, in that building, the Phoenix Hall, and then the other one is Freedom Hall.
Right.
There needs to be a focus on local government with I'm not trying to be funny, I'm just being serious as sickle cell, on specifically our black children. I walk my great nieces into the school, our black children. The truth to our youth with proof. Because it'll be, good Lord willing, we here to see August next year. That'll be 60 years. I was here with the Watts Uprising.
Wow.
And it is so much going on in South Central Los Angeles that needs to be. Maxine Waters is just one person. She's been fighting a long time.
Yes, she has.
They politics. We knew about that stuff on Wonderama with the Schoolhouse Rock, and a bill is just a bill. Education.
I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. Yeah.
I'm proud to be past 50. And they've showed us things like that as far as civics and education and things like that. But it's a lot of focus on does not focus on black children. I'm gonna go there, but I'm not gonna go there right now because I love Molly Bell. I was sitting up here. I taped that on my other phone, so I'm gonna listen to the rest of it. But there was a show, Dr. Tyrone Howard, on Saturday spoke of it on You Must Learn. It is deep. It was
on KBLA. Yes, indeed. Well, Juliet, I appreciate the call. It was lovely to see you in Watts. That was a great event, DWP and KBLA on the climate justice tip, and it was very well attended. They gave out some air conditioners, and right about now, I wish I would have put one on my car. Driven off with it. Appreciate the call, Juliet. It's time for us to wrap things up around here. We've got Tavis Smiley coming up next, and, he will much appreciate you sticking around for him. We got a lot to talk about, so much going on that we didn't even get to touch on, but luckily we do this every day, and we continue our conversations online. So please follow, like, and subscribe, comment at KBLA 1580 on Instagram, Facebook. We're on Snapchat, TikTok, all the things. I'm there too at DiPrima Radio, DIPRIMA, and then radio. We keep the conversation going all the time. If you don't have the app yet, and this is especially a challenge for my YouTube KBLA delegation, please get the app on your phone. It helps us stay strong, helps us stay in business, and it also means you can listen wherever you go. You can listen on your phone, and all of the podcasts are there as well, easily accessible. I'm going to make my quote for the day, the quote we got from Deb from Compton, from her unofficial mama-in-law, Clara Price. She says, when you're talking to a fool, you're wasting your time. When you're talking to a fool, you're wasting your time. Food for thought, although I will take it under advisement what Molly Bell said. We don't discriminate, not even against fools. You're always welcome to call and comment. But we are a private company, so you can get hung up on. As I said, Tavis Smiley's up next. He's got a full lineup for you. Don't forget our Freedman Friday. Looking forward to talking with Stephen Bradford, the senator from California. I'm Dominique DiPrima. History is now, and we are making it together. Until tomorrow, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Former President Trump says he plans to debate Kamala Harris in the near future. In an interview with Fox and Friends, the former president suggested he and Harris could soon reach an agreement after he backed out of a planned ABC News debate. 4 people are now charged in connection to the death of a black man who died outside of a Wisconsin hotel. In June, Devontae Mitchell was restrained and pinned to the ground by 4 security guards outside of a Hyatt in Milwaukee. Tropical Storm Debbie is picking up strength over the Atlantic Ocean before heading